Hey, what's going on there, Leafs Nation? Well, here we are, one day after the big trade, and the fun has begun. Of course, the big trade being Phil Kessel, and the fun naturally being everybody and their mother trying to pile on the Leafs for making this move. Now, as for analyzing the move itself, I can get to that later, but what I want to address right now is, of course, the haterade. As you can see from TSN to Fark.com, the hate is out in full force. Burke's an idiot. The Leafs are stupid. This is a horrible trade. Kessel's last year was his best year. On and on and on and on. Why do they do this? Well, as a commenter on TSN said, it's basically the Fox News approach. Everything the Leafs do sucks, and if their opponents did it, it would be absolutely genius. So here's my problem, really, with the commentary that's going on here. Okay, first of all, let's address Burke making the deal. Okay, I keep hearing the term 5-year plan, 5-year plan, 5-year plan. Okay, look, correct me if I'm wrong. Please do. I have never once heard Burke use the term 5-year plan. He said he had a plan. He just never really specified how long it was going to be. So back off of that for a second here, folks, until somebody find me a video or a sound clip of him actually saying that. Then you got a point. Now, as for making the move itself, okay, after the whole, we're going to build the team, we're going to build the team. And of course, hey, look, I made a video about Burke's draft day. I said he did a good thing keeping his draft picks, and now here I am, a couple of months later, and I said, well, hey, I like the Kessel deal. Okay, why did I say that? Well, a couple of things have changed here, and this is what the friggin' idiots out there aren't talking about, okay? Let's look at the draft. We got Nazem Kadri. There's our top 3 forward, okay? He's going to be either center or a winger, and he's going to be a pretty darn good one by the looks of things, okay? Summertime. Huge changes in the summertime, okay? We went from having only 2 legitimate top 4 defensemen in Thomas Kaberle and Luke Schenn to having 4 with the additions of Mike Komisarek and Francois Beauchemin. That's going to cut down on the goals. That's huge. Don't forget, this team was 10th overall in the NHL in scoring last year. We just couldn't keep the puck away or, in some cases, out of the net. We get Gustafsson, we get a healthy Toskala. That's going to cut down on the goals against. So now the focus can shift to the forwards, which, of course, we were lacking. Well, of course, we had Hansen, we got Bozak. Stahlberg looks pretty darn good. These guys are probably a year or 2 away from actually really hitting their stride, but Kessel has hit his stride. He plays pretty darn well. 3rd-year player, 21 years old, 36 goals. And people are saying he's peaked. This guy was playing with less than 18 minutes ice time last year, people. He's going to get top-line minutes with Toronto. This guy could have 40 goals. Oh, he doesn't have Mark Savard setting him up anymore. He was playing with David Krejci last year, people. Anyways, so some people will never let fact get in the way of, a good hockey rant, I suppose. But anyways, I'll go beyond that. Now, as for the trade itself, well, I'm a little divided because it was a pretty steep price. But at the same time, we did need a top sniper. And Kessel can put the puck in the net, and that's what counts. Oh, and by the way, all you Bruins fans who are currently yelling and screaming at us, ha ha ha, way to go, you got yourself a selfish, cocky player who shoots more than he passes. Let's run down the top 3 scorers in the NHL since the lockout. Ovechkin, Kovalchuk, Heatley. Want to tell me the last time those guys had more assists than goals? You gotta have somebody who's going to shoot the puck. And if there's one thing the Toronto fans have been going absolutely bat-poop crazy for ever since Sergei Berezin decided it was easier to mail it in than actually play the game, is a guy who's going to shoot the puck. Kessel can shoot the puck 500 times a season. I don't care. He gets 35, 40 goals a year. Take all the shots you want, buddy. That's what you're getting paid money to do. Now, as for the long-term effects this is going to have, let's try to keep this in mind, folks, okay? The Leafs are not finishing with the 7th overall or a top 5 or even a top 10 pick the next 2 years, okay? With this defense, with more balanced scoring that Kessel instantly gives us on our top two lines, and especially helping out the third line by spreading the wealth around a little bit here. This team is going to score as many goals as it did last year, potentially more, and is going to allow fewer with the improved defense and a healthy and hopefully better Vesa Toskala. So, no top 10 pick here, okay? Not happening. Playoffs? I think they're going to make the playoffs. Are they going to go far? No. Because, let's face it, it's going to be still a building team. Still a lot of young guys, don't have a lot of postseason experience, or any postseason experience at all. Okay? Only guy left on the roster right now who has any kind of real postseason experience as a Toronto Maple Leaf is Thomas Caberlet. So, there you go. It's going to be at least 2 more years before you can say the Leafs are legitimate cup contenders. But that's just the way it goes. But you think it now, Toronto is in a much better position than they were, even with the loss of the first round pick this year and next year. The Maple Leafs have $20 million in cap space coming up next summer. They're going to be able to re-sign a lot of their younger forwards, or bring up a lot of their younger forwards, at a lot cheaper price than guys like Stempniak and Ponikarovsky. You know, guys making over $1 million like Jamal Mayers are gone, are going to be replaced by younger, cheaper players. And oh yeah, there's some Russian dude from the Thrashers who's going to be a free agent. And who's going to have the most money to throw at him next summer? Yeah, it sucks losing draft picks. But in terms of what they got, their cap position next year, the players they already have in the lineup, it makes sense. And yes, Burke was going to overpay, but he had to. Don't forget, he could have signed Kessel to an offer sheet, but the Bruins had stated if Kessel signed to an offer sheet, they're going to trade away players to keep him. So, making this deal was the only way to get him. So let's chill out here, folks. I mean, look, the people are going to hate no matter what the Leafs do. I mean, look, we could land Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, and Ilya Kovalchuk next summer. They'd probably still say we're not going to go anywhere, but that's just the way it is. You know what? I say we take it step back, nice deep breath, wait until the middle of November when Kessel is back, and then just start cheering for old number 81, just like we cheer for every other Maple Leaf. And the time in between, let's focus our energy on more important things. Cheering for the Leafs, ignoring the idiots, and trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube. You got any ideas on how to solve this one? Let me know.